Welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. Here again with my dad, my main mentor, Edward. And today we wanted to share with you a concept of something that I've been watching you do virtually all my life. So there's a book that you always read or saw, I always watched you read since I was pretty young. It was a big, thick, red book by Napoleon Hill called The Laws of Success. And I'm imagining that you've probably read that book 30, 40, or 50 times or so, and you share those lessons virtually everywhere you go. Why is that book so important to you, and why have you followed it, studied it, basically your adult life?
Well, I think I'll tell you a little story, and I don't want to get too long with it, but I've always been a motivation type person. I read anything I find in motivational books, and I read years ago this magazine called Success Unlimited, and in that book and in that magazine was an advertisement for this book, and I thought, well, I like the magazine. I think I'll surely like the book, and so I ordered it, and you're right, it was 900 pages, and I thought, Lord, I'll never be able to finish reading it. But I bought it, so I better make use of it. And the more I read it, the more I thought about it. And it's a book about personal leadership. I once asked one of my classes, who define the word leader. And one of them said, and I've never been able to top this, a leader is an example for others to follow, good or bad. And what this book is all about is about how do you deal as a leader, and we're all leaders. So it isn't a 5-year-old is a leader, because a 3-year-old is going to follow him. How do we use these laws to become that leader and that example, not necessarily, but the example to others as to how we ought to live our lives. So that book to me is the basics of life, of living your life as a leader and as an example to others.
So we're going to be, over the next 17 weeks, sharing the philosophies that come out of this book and Edward's thoughts about his thinking to each chapter of that book. So stay tuned. Every Wednesday for the next 17 weeks, we'll be talking about this book from Napoleon Hill called The 16 Laws of Success. See you next week.